2019 was a fantastic year for cinema. From the conclusion of the MCU's Infinity Saga to heavy-hitter dramas that tugged at our emotions, the year had films for everyone's tastes. With so many well-made films to choose from, it was difficult to develop a list that selected 10 of the best films of the year. Nevertheless, we took this daunting task head-on and present our selections below.
I don't see why I can't love you as you want me to. I don't know why.
You can't?
No.
Number 10. Little Women. Louisa May Alcott's novel Little Women has been frequently adapted for the screen, but this adaptation by Greta Gerwig works on another level entirely. Part of the reason is the star-studded cast that includes Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, and Timothée Chalamet. Part of the reason lies in the screenplay that exudes women empowerment in a classical story that celebrated the very nature and spirit of women. Gerwig's direction is both grounded and confident as she plays upon the nuances of the screenplay with a maestro-like approach. Uplifting and melancholic in equal measure, Little Women is a fantastic little gem that makes a huge splash.
Well, now that you've talked to him, do you believe everything's all right?
Not exactly.
This was a mistake. You should leave.
Way ahead of you.
Number 9. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you love Quentin Tarantino's long takes on revisionist history, such as Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained, you will love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Featuring a star-studded cast of the likes of Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie, the film is a love letter to 1970s Hollywood amidst the backdrop of Charles Manson murders. Featuring great music and a lighter tone of the signature Tarantino violence, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is an ode to a bygone era where imagination ran supreme and Hollywood was a place of endless possibilities. Look for a surprise cameo by Bruce Lee that initiated quite an uproar in the press.
18 months to get this thing, okay? Just look at this. Hang on for a second. Go through my look. Be careful. That's my best look. All right?
Number 8. Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler surprises all his detractors with his turn as a Jewish hustler and gemstone trader in Uncut Gems. Mostly known for crass comedies, Sandler's serious turn here comes as a shock as he dives headfirst into the role with wanton abandon. The narrative moves at a breakneck pace as Sandler's character has to hustle multiple business opportunities before some very bad people catch up to him. With nail-biting tension and shocking twists, Uncut Gems is a rare film that showcases the acting talents of Adam Sandler on full display.
Which has turned Charlie's world upside down. It amounts to an ambush.
Withholding, Jay? Really? Alienating? All right.
Number 7. Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver star in Marriage Story, a chronicle of a suburban family's failing marriage, featuring powerhouse performances from both the leads amidst a narrative that most couples can at least relate to. Marriage Story turns out to be another fine film from veteran director Noah Baumbach. The film's greatest strength is how it finally illustrates a marriage falling apart and the ramifications of this event on each of the family members. With cinematography that focuses on the fine details of a couple's day-to-day affairs, Marriage Story makes us fall in love with the protagonists only to pull the rug underneath by illustrating the trauma of their divorce.
I wish my daddy, he were alive to see this. To feel this.
Number 6. Ford vs. Ferrari. Hot off the stratospheric success of Logan, James Mangold stepped into the director's chair once again for a film based on the historical rivalry between two of automobile industry's biggest innovators, Henry Ford and Enzo Ferrari. Starring Matt Damon and Christian Bale, Ford vs. Ferrari is a fantastic tale of blood, sweat, and tears as competing teams race to create the ultimate race car that would leave the competition in the dust in Le Mans 1966. Featuring high-octane races and a gravitating performance by Bale, Ford vs. Ferrari is a win on all counts.
You got a problem?
You pull me aside.
Yeah.
You don't insult me, then you say it didn't apply to me.
How am I going to put you aside? I didn't even see it.
Number 5. The Irishman. Martin Scorsese loves to make mob dramas, and his latest attempt in this regard, The Irishman, is a 3-hour-long love letter to this christened genre, chronicling the life and times of several famous mob figures of 1960 America. The Irishman finds Scorsese, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro at the top of their games. Similar to Scorsese's previous mob outings, such as Goodfellas and Casino, The Irishman is a fantastic piece of cinema by all accounts. The humor is razor sharp, the violence is gratuitous, and cultural zeitgeist of the 60s is spot on. The Irishman proves that Scorsese, even at 80 years of age, is still the nuanced powerhouse that he has always been.
Opened a portal and walked through.
What's wrong with him?
Number 4. Avengers Endgame. 12 years in the making, Avengers Endgame was the culmination of Marvel's shared universe that started with 2008's Iron Man. Featuring every single hero from the 20 preceding films, Endgame turns out to be a fantastic epilogue that does justice to the journeys of every single character. A little heavy on the convenient time travel, the film nevertheless manages to be a tearjerker that succeeds in entrancing audiences everywhere. With several of the core Marvel cast members saying farewell to the franchise after this film, Avengers Endgame ushers in the end for Marvel's hugely successful shared universe, while setting the roots for the franchise's future at the same time.
저 어머니랑 둘이서만 얘기 나누고 싶은데. 이분은 아니요. 자리 좀 비켜줘요.
Number 3. Parasite. As much a node to class warfare as to income inequality, Parasite is the magnum opus of acclaimed Korean director Bong Joon-ho. Parasite tells the story of a poor family and how they cleverly supplant themselves into the lives of an extremely wealthy family, leading to a shocking and violent finale that drastically alters the lives of the protagonists. Bong Joon-ho has managed to create an almost perfect film here that is one part comedy, one part tragedy, and has one of the best twists ever in modern cinema. Featuring stunning acting and set design, Parasite achieved stratospheric success, eventually becoming one of the most popular films of 2019.
Me here at last on the ground, you in midair.
Number 2. Joker. To call Joker the most interesting character of all time would not be an understatement, and this DC Comics film starring Joaquin Phoenix in the titular role is disturbing, unexpected, and downright violent. Reflecting the turbulent nature of our times, Joker transports the audience inside the mind of a madman as he transforms into DC's most famous villain. Joker manages to take the trauma of mental illness head-on while also commenting about income inequality, poverty, and a sense of abandonment felt by American working classes since the Reagan era. Directed by Ted Phillips, who also directed the Hangover trilogy, Joker is one of the finest films to come out of the DC turnstile to date.
Deliver this to Colonel Mackenzie. It is a direct order to call off tomorrow morning's attack. If you don't, it will be a massacre.
Number 1. 1917. Perhaps the most surprising film of the year was Sam Mendes' 1917, a World War I epic shot to look like it was made in a single take. 1917 chronicles the story of two young British soldiers who have to race across the front lines to stop an impending British campaign that may be walking right into a German trap. Full of action, adventure, and a heartfelt duty to the motherland, 1917 is a sublime work of art that moved audiences everywhere. With minimalistic dialogue and long, sweeping takes of Western Europe, 1917 accurately captures the horrors of trench warfare to transport the audiences right into one of the most bloody conflicts the world has ever seen. So, this is our list of top 10 best movies of 2019. Let us know which other films deserve to be on this list, and please leave a thumbs up if you liked this video. For more videos like these, please subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe.